Welcome. We are here for the Shared Hearth Open Gaming Weekend for the Shared Hearth, yeah, for the Open Hearth gaming community. Oh my gosh, there's like so much. Anyway, I'm Madeline Colley, she, they pronouns. I have played through and facilitated a lot of Paranormal Incorporated games. Um, some which I'm posting on my YouTube channel and a ton of backlog that I haven't gotten to quite yet. So I'm excited to bring this to folks for the Shared Hearth weekend. And I'm always up for an opportunity to play this game and share it with people because it's so much fun. At least I think so. And this Paranormal Incorporated is by Alicia Furness. So I'm just going to go around and do a bit of table introduction, excuse me, some player introductions because I haven't played with everybody at this particular table, and I'm just interested to find out what they want to get from this game. All right, so let me popcorn it over to Andrea.
Hi, my name is Andrea. My pronouns are she, her. I don't care how you pronounce my name. And I've played Paranormal Inc. before. I've played other Carver Brindlewood games, and I've played other PBTA games, and I'm just excited to play it again, I guess, and come up with interesting explanations for weird stuff that we're going to discover.
Absolutely. All right, and let's go to David.
Hello, I'm David, pronouns he, him, his. I think I have all three of you look familiar. I think I've played with each of you in different contexts. Andrea, we did a boot camp once.
I
Mads, we
remember.
did Hearts of Camelot. Alex, you look familiar. I can't remember when and where we played, but you really look familiar. But I'm excited to see you all. I have run Brindlewood Bay a couple of times, and I've never played Paranormal Inc., but I love ghost stories, so I've been interested in playing this for a while. So thank you, Mads, for running it. And passing the popcorn to Alex.
My name's Alex, pronouns he, him. Uh, I've not played Paranormal Inc. or any Carved by Brindlewood games. I do own the original Brindlewood Bay and have watched several playthroughs online, including one, I believe, with Mads. And I'm just really excited to get exposed to this. I've done a variety of different role-playing games, but mostly very traditional games and less on the story telling game end. But I'm excited to take part.
Excellent. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me at my table today. We will be playing this game under the Open Hearth Community Code of Conduct, which is available on the website. Um, Again, we are doing this as a community game, as the Shared Hearth open gaming event. And we will now go through a round of CATS, which is concept, aim, tone, and subject matter. It's a way to get all of the expectations on the table, so we're all playing from the same page and hopefully not going to be deterring too far away from each other in terms of this. Okay, so again, Paranormal Incorporated is a game carved from Brindlewood Game by Alicia Furness. It's a game of mystery and paranormal investigation, inspired by Powered by the Apocalypse games that came before, especially Brindlewood Bay, Monster of the Week, and Bluebeard's Bride. Paranormal Incorporated is something that you don't have to have played any one of the other Carved from Brindlewood games. You'll find the structure of solving the mysteries very similar, but not necessarily the same. Okay. And then aim. We're going to play as investigators who work for a struggling ghost hunting company. We're going to investigate different scenarios, find the source of the paranormal distress, and help bring peace, hopefully, between the living and the dead. The tone of this game can run anywhere from PG through R, depending on the mystery. While there's some lightheartedness and possible comedy, the mysteries themselves can have varying levels of scare and horror. Subject matter itself, the game involves a lot of supernatural elements due to the nature of the investigations, mainly hauntings with the possibility of otherworldly creatures, Pop culture touchstones that I like to use for this game include Scooby-Doo, Ghostbusters, the movies, as well as the old cartoon, and those documentary-style paranormal investigation shows like Ghost Hunters. Okay. Safety tools that we have on board because of the subject matter are X card, open door, and lines and veils. X card. So if anything comes up that is objectionable in an unfun way, please make an X in the video, say X card right out loud, or write X in the chat, call it out to me however you can. We will stop play, we will find out what needs to be X carded, remove it, and then move on, okay? It'll be something that we will not engage with in the game, all right? Open door. If for any reason you have to, leave the scene, or you need to take a breather, or you just need to leave the game completely because it's not for you, that's okay. You want to go ahead and just open door. We won't ask why, and just let us know if you're going to be coming back after a few moments, or if you're, again, going to be leaving the game completely, okay? And lines and veils. Lines are things that we will not include in the game whatsoever, in terms of, safety and consent. And veils are things that will maybe touched on, maybe mentioned, but we will fade to black as soon as it pops up. We will not role play it further. Okay, and there is a safety tab in the character keeper that we have. And I've asked the players to mark up the lines and veils that they have. So I'm just going to go ahead and read them out. I believe everybody has filled it out. Lines, again, things that will not be crossed, things that will not be part of the game. Lines will be including child sexual abuse, epidemics, pandemics, harm to pregnant people, homophobia, transphobia, intimate partner violence, PC betrayal, racism, sexual assault, sexual violence, slavery, and torture. We have veils on alcoholism, cannibalism, casual murder, dental horror, drug abuse, eye injuries, graphic injuries and gore, harm to bystanders, harm to children, harm to pet domestic animals, harm to wild animals, kink, BDSM, medical horror, self-harm with intent for suicide, sexism, sexual content, and suicide. And then there is an ask first column. So again, just check in with each other. Like if this comes up, mind control, this shouldn't come up. But again, the safety tab, especially lines and veils, are solely for making sure that everybody has, is aware of possible triggers, and will, again, not include them, fade to black, or ask first as indicated. Okay. If this is a living document, so if there's any changes or updates, please let us know. All I ask is that nobody downgrade anything from a line to a veil, and a veil, that sort of thing. So there is also romance consent, a part of the tab that includes the players' preferences for their characters, like whether they want romance with fellow PCs or romance with NPCs. Some people can put in a resounding yes, a no, or an ask first, and that's perfectly fine. And notes and preferences will be noted. Okay, so again, just always check on the safety tab just in case there's something that might be oh, maybe I should check first. Okay. And that is it for cats as well as safety. And then we're going to go through a round of character creation right now. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video because nobody needs to see us trying to decide whether we're going to be this, that, and the other thing. We're going to come back after the pause and then introduce the characters for this particular game. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording. Okay, we're back, and we have our characters ready to go for the most part, and I will be explaining some game stuff before we get fully started. But anyway, let's get introduced to our characters first, starting with Andrea.
Yes, hello. I'm playing Casey Keys, they, she pronouns, the intern, and I'm known for fetching things. My vibe is that I'm accident prone, and well, we've decided that they're probably more happy accidents, but we'll see. And I imagine Casey to be on the youngish side of things. I'm taking inspiration from the illustration in the in the playbook, and I think I'm always wearing like a knit hat, and underneath I have curly hair, dark, and I'm always having like tons of stuff that I'm carrying around for everybody else, and because I constantly get handed things to hold, and then I just people ask me to bring them things and then they forget about it, and I put stuff in my backpack and it's probably spilling over. Um, and which also explains why I have the collector move. So I have some extra things in my backpack. And since I'm the coffee runner, I get a bonus for quick thinking and quick moving. Once per scene, I can do that. And I think that's all I know at this point, and I'm happy to find out more during the game.
Excellent. Let's go over to David.
Hi, I'm David. I am playing the medium who senses things. His name is Memento Morillo. He is warm, a friend to all, and he carries tools of the trade. He joined Paranormal Inc. immediately after completing an undergraduate program in psychology at Columbia University. And I think he's pretty new, a pretty new employee. So I don't think you know that much about him. But he seems friendly.
Nice. Alrighty. And then can we be introduced to the scientist, Alex?
The scientist's name is Dex Simpson, pronouns he, him. He tests things. He's a ghostbuster, and he is prone to develop experimental technology. He seems to have an ulterior motive to being part of Paranormal Inc., but he's going along with what's required of him, and hoping that it will be a kind of two-way supportive relationship. He gets to investigate these paranormal activities, and they get to use his scientific capabilities.
Okay. Excellent.
He's quite excited and excitable.
Ah, those are fun. And I'm playing Athene, Teeny Frost, who is quirky, she, her. Friends call her Teeny, you know? And she knows just the person, as well as being able to do hacker type stuff, because she's like, digitally minded, but still knows people somehow. We're not sure how. So she's friendly in her own way, but I mean, like, people just got to get through all of that weirdness first. Absolutely. And yes, for housekeeping purposes, please put the names of your characters in your Zoom, the three little dots in your upper right-hand corner, to rename yourself to your character name. That would be great. I will do so as well once I get through my spiel. So we are playing these characters of this struggling paranormal investigation group. And then we will get into the mystery. But before we do, I'm going to be reading the blurb from each of the characters that's in the playbook sheets. And then after each one, I'm going to ask that all of us contribute something to each other's backpack. All right. The backpack items are a special mechanical thing that helps us, because if we have a miss, when we do rolls, if we have a miss, a failure, or even if it's a mixed result and we want to up the tier of the particular, oh, excuse me, never mind, that's different game. I apologize. Never mind. Backpack items. Sorry, it's like playing all sorts of different Carl from Brindlewood games gets it confused sometimes. Rewind. Okay. Backpack items are a mechanical device used to be able to give you advantage on a particular roll. So if you can figure out a way to have whatever's in your backpack help you out in that particular moment for the roll, you can take advantage, which means you can roll 3d6 instead of just 2d6 and take the two highest. However, if you have a condition of some sort, like, I don't know, a sprained ankle, or you're shocked or scared or something like that, and you can parlay using one of those backpack items to help you keep it together, or help you out, then that cancels out the disadvantage, and you won't have to, you can just roll straight with whatever modifier you're using. Okay, so backpack items are mechanically able to give you advantage or cancel out any disadvantages. There we go. Finally got it right. Oh my gosh. All right, so let me go ahead and read the interns first, and then we will help fill in her backpack, okay?
Yeah.
A frazzled young woman races into a room carrying a strange piece of technology. I figured it out. I know how to capture this ghost. Everyone else in the room appears to ignore her. The woman sighs and puts the piece of technology down. Anyone want coffee? The other people in the room immediately snap to attention. Investigators often take on interns. You might be tempted to ignore them like their teammates do, but do not underestimate the interns. They are usually very prepared and more skilled than anyone expects. From the Handbook of the Recently Deceased, Chapter 5. So, getting this about the intern, what do we think is in Casey's backpack? Each of one of us will offer up one item, and the person whose backpack it is has veto or change ability on that particular item. Okay?
So are we each suggesting an item, and they have
Yes.
all of those items, but
Yes.
they can veto one
Or
or as
change
many
it,
as they?
tweak it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many vetoes do they get? I'm just curious.
I mean,
I'm not very likely to veto stuff because I'm into give me weird stuff and
Yeah. Okay.
I'll find a way
Great.
to use it.
Great.
Okay.
So unless it's something I'm genuinely uncomfortable with, I'm not going to veto it.
Right.
So, and remember, you gave me that stuff, so I'm not responsible
we
for
give
it
it-
anyway.
Did we give it to you in character, or is it something we think your character would have?
You'd think that
I might
the
be
character would
overthinking this, but
No.
okay.
These are valid questions. I mean, it really depends, because I've given stuff that I think my character would give that other character, but I've also given things that like I think that particular character would have. So it can go either way. I mean, and sometimes I even make the choice of, do you want practical or do you want wackadoodle? So that's the kind of thing I usually offer.
I'm open to everything, and since I get 3 extra items anyway, I have a lot of room for
Yes, you do.
practical
So yeah,
and weird stuff.
Yeah, you can totally add to your backpack in that case. I'm gonna say that you do have the app like ready to go for Timmy Stars on your phone.
Mhm.
Yep.
What is that?
What is that? Yeah.
Timmy Stars is my universe's ubiquitous coffee chain.
Oh, yes.
So you have everybody's like coffee order already programmed in,
Yeah.
and anybody else's that you can research. So
Okay, so
it
this
takes
is
coffee, you're gonna
Timmy
use
Stars
all right.
So
with everyone's
See, I was
coffee order.
sorry.
Cool.
I'll wait for you to finish. I was thinking, and please veto if because you're going into rooms and no one's really paying attention to you. I thought maybe you'd have like a way of actually attracting people's attention, which might be a little bell that you
Yes.
ding. And because you're action prone, it's probably cracked, and the ding is actually quite discordant.
Yeah.
And so it potentially distracts and or attracts attention.
Yeah.
As an
Yeah.
inappropriate.
I like
Love
that. I like that. So it's a cracked bell.
I mean, it could be anything, but a bell came.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's probably. I mean, since we're playing a holiday mystery, I probably took it from some tree somewhere, and last year,
We put on a little Santa hat, a little bell that jingles,
Yeah.
so we just hear you when you're around,
Oh my god.
or
Yeah.
not.
Or
Yeah.
not. Oh my
We're
gosh.
not.
I think you are carrying a very large set of many mismatched keys,
Hmm.
and nobody remembers which keys are to what. It's
Great.
just when we leased the space, the key ring was in there. And wherever we find a key, we add it to it and forget to figure out where it goes or what to do with it.
Yeah.
And it's a whole range of keys, including, ranging from very, very old fashioned, like brass keys from like the Victorian era, all the way to like key cards with like a hole punched in them
Yeah.
so they can go on the ring.
Holy shit.
So
Amazing.
Love it.
Amazing. Cool.
All right, great. And then I would imagine, let me see, let me look at that move. Collector. Yeah, so basically you can I leave it up to you, Andrea, if you want
Mhm.
to like create them now or just kind of create them in the situation, and then once you create them, you add them to your backpack, up to 3 items.
I'm probably going to forget that I still have open backpack slots, so I'm fine just doing a second round and you giving me a second item each,
Oh,
and then I'll
okay,
just
great.
have them.
Okay, cool. All right, great. Let's go on to the medium. All right. A chatty person sits in a room surrounded by hand-sketched sigils, appearing to talk to themselves. To whoever is there, I invite you to come forward, and then I kindly invite you to get out, so I can finally get some sleep. Mediums are essential to our communication with the living. It is best to try and use the same medium regularly, because it can help strengthen your ability to communicate with them. If you need help connecting with a medium, get in touch with the Ghostly Relations Office. From the Handbook of the Recently Deceased, Chapter 1. So knowing that, what do we think is in the medium's backpack?
Amazing. You do have you do have your tools of the trade. Do you want to put those in first?
Yeah, like let
So
us know what
we
Memento
get a vibe
uses.
of how you
Hmm.
communicate with ghosts.
Yeah.
yeah, I think this tool of the trade is a what is this?
And it doesn't need
I'm
to be
trying
the
to.
tarot cards or the crystal ball, just so you know. It could be
Yeah, he
whatever.
doesn't. Yeah, he actually. Let me see. What is that? Sort of an EVP detector recorder headset kind of thing. So
Nice.
basically, it's sort of a little, portable device combination, microphone with, some heavy duty earphones that he can put over his head. And it's got it can record audio phenomena, an EVP recorder for,
Nice.
Yeah.
hearing if ghosts talk.
Go ahead and put that into your backpack as your tool of the
Right.
trade. Hmm. All
Yeah.
right. So given that, what
Yeah.
do we think is in Memento's?
Oh, I
Backpack?
have an idea because since you studied psychology, you definitely have a set of these ink blot tests.
Oh, I
Rorschach
love it.
test!
And it's like a whole book. And
Oh my god! What does this look like to you?
Rorschach. Yeah.
yeah,
Rorschach.
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Horses running in a field.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
And
some
maybe you
Rorschach
found that
cards.
these
Yeah.
are
Oh,
extremely useful to communicating
Yep.
for communicating with ghosts.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
oh.
Um.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Jack,
and
you go.
I know what the
Give you some
backstory
time.
is for them. They are a well-used
Yeah.
um, deck that he inherited.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Along that theme, I think you have a book which is kind of really old and has like battered covers, has lots of inserts, which are basically passed down through the ages of different mediums who've kind of added different stories and different examples of paranormal happenings and their potential interpretations. So you have like a resource of that type of thing going back, maybe 100+ years.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How can I describe that briefly? Old
Heredit.
medium notebook.
Uh.
Old
Uh,
book, old book of paranormal happenings.
Yeah. And I'm getting
Maybe you
really
have like
tired because it's
Fred
very heavy,
Casey.
and you always give it to me to hold, and
Oh my
I've been
gosh.
carrying it around. It has been in my backpack several
I mean,
times.
if it has Fred Casey's writings in it, it's gonna be like humongous. So yeah, old notes and shit. Um,
I've
Fred
managed to give
Casey,
it
who's
back to you
that?
at this moment.
uh,
Is that the author of the
no,
Handbook of the Recently?
this is
Oh,
an Edward. I think it's Edward Casey. Sorry,
is that
but
a real
Casey
person
is
or?
yes, it is. It is. It's
Okay,
the mystic. Has
got it.
is essentially
You
like has done medium type stuff, and has
see, I didn't
channeled
even know that.
spirits.
Edward Casey.
Yeah,
I
I
see.
believe
Didn't
it's
know
Edward
that.
Casey. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, or Edgar
I
Casey, or
used to be
Edgar
into that
Edward.
stuff,
I'm
so
not sure.
yeah, it's fine. Okay,
Okay.
so I think my backpack item for you is you have along the same lines of like something hereditary, something handed down. I think you have an old worn pocket watch. You can tell you can say if, whether it's old silver or battered brass, but I mean like I think there's been etchings on it
Mm-hmm.
from some ancestor, but you can't read them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And inside is an old picture of
Ooh,
an old photograph, very worn, of someone that you don't recognize.
very nice.
Yeah. So that's the medium. The scientist. A woman dressed in brown overalls with unkempt hair and large goggles shrieks in delight as the strange piece of technology she's holding sparks with an arc of electricity up to her goggles. I've almost got it! I'm certain this one won't blow up. A scientist can either be a ghost's best friend or their worst enemy. Beware their strange machines. We recommend taking time to observe to see if they will work with you or against you. Handbook of the Recently Deceased, Chapter 8. Given this vibe, especially since our scientist Dex is excitable, what do we think is in Dex's backpack?
Yeah.
And so the scientist has experimental technology. Is that something that
That, but
you want to?
yeah, I'm.
Yeah.
You want to do a TBD on that, Alex? I mean, just so
Got it.
you can have it,
Okay.
because basically that's going to be something that I imagine that you're going to pull out at the right moment, but you haven't quite perfected it yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
go ahead and put TBD on that in your backpack so you know that you have it. And you'll tell us what it is when it comes to that point, for sure.
Yeah.
When you use that move. All right.
Um, you have. Oh, you have a container with a ghost in it.
Sorry.
You caught one.
Pocket
It's
ghost.
a small one. It's a small one. Not human ghost. And
Oh, was it a Tamagotchi?
oh my god. Maybe it's dead tech.
Sorry.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I love this idea. You have a dead Tamagotchi ghost.
Oh my god. I love it. Tamagotchi ghost.
Yeah. I mean, ghosts are terrified of you, so I have to give them a reason, right?
Yeah. Oh my god. That's great.
So, Dex, I know that one of your moves is Ghostbuster. So, and you also, and we now know you have a ghost in a container. So, it seems are we correct in understanding that your attitude towards ghosts is, maybe not necessarily warm?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
He did mention ulterior motive earlier, so we
Yeah.
don't know yet.
Mhm.
We're not sure. So
I think so there are these like little salt guns you can buy for bugs. So maybe you can use them to repel like flies and other unwanted insects, but maybe you carry one around for potentially, in case you have to shoot salt at a ghost.
Dex tweak.
Sure. Yeah. It's got some other combination of chemicals that
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing.
supposedly interact with the
Well, salt is also
incorporeal.
supposed to, right? Or,
Mhm.
That's why I was thinking of salt. But yeah, you certainly
Oh, man.
whatever you can do to
Yeah.
like increase its potency.
Oh, for sure. Oh, goodness. All right. I'm all about apps today, especially because my character is all about digital hacking and stuff. I think that what Dex has, and possibly with Teeny's help, is an app that works with a machine that you created that will do essentially like readings, like the usual shtick that we normally search for. So EVP and thermals and whatever. I mean, like any kind of like a signal or like audio. But what is the underlying frequencies? I forget what that's called. But yeah,
Like an
any of that.
EMF.
Yeah, EMF. There. Thank you. So yeah, so basically it's like like if you flip out the app and then you pull it up and it's got like all the bars going, however fast or slow, you're sensing with the phone.
Oh, can it
Yeah.
be something in color? Like
Yes.
these animations we used to have a music players.
Oh my God. Yes. 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 So
Say that again. Animations or
Like
what?
these animations, I don't know if you remember, like these old music players, and then there was like a color shape
waves.
animation, abstract
Yeah.
waves that
Yeah.
were going on.
Okay,
I was just imagining how it looks, but
sure.
Maybe instead of bars, because that would have
Mhm.
been like something that you liked. I think Teeny put it in as those waves. So frequency waves, like maybe the EMF is like,
How
the
am I meant to
gray
interpret
line.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
depending
and
on
then
how
she's like,
intense it is, it changes
right,
color and stuff
exactly.
like that. Yeah.
But it dances.
Yeah.
That's why it works.
Yeah.
So
It's so
Yeah.
pretty.
yeah, and so go ahead and like, throw that into your backpack lines when you get a chance.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so fun. Okay, so let me read mine. The Bookworm. A dapper person in a suit with slicked back hair sits at a desk that is covered in books, computers, and tablets. They mumble to themselves, I know I read about this somewhere, but where? Maybe I should call Gregory. I'm sure we discussed it. While the handbook is intended for ghosts and ghosts alone, a few select investigators have managed to get their hands on their own copies. These people have a working knowledge of our secrets. Proceed with caution. If the opportunity presents itself, we encourage you to try and take back any handbooks you see in the possession of these bookworms. Handbook of the Recently Deceased, Chapter 7. All right, so knowing that, what is in Teeny's quirky backpack?
Not giving you an app.
I'm giving you a book.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Is it the handbook of the recently deceased?
I
No.
think that would probably, well, I mean, like I think that might be already like unsaid in their backpack anyway, but
True.
There it is. An overdue copy of an out-of-print book from a library that no longer exists. The Last
Oh,
Stage of Grief by
Oh my
Amada
God.
Morillo, PhD.
Oh, amazing.
wait. Okay, so overdue
I put it in the
book.
chat.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, that's so great. Yeah, because knowing her, she don't pay attention to that stuff. What? Overdue copy? Really? I thought that was just like part of the story. Overdue.
It's a book about counseling the deceased.
Yeah, I feel
Oh,
like you
does
have
wait,
this-
wait. Did Memento give this to her, or did she
Nope.
have it? And
He
Memento
doesn't even
noticed?
he doesn't even know you have it.
Oh my God! And this is an ancestor of yours?
It's not that old. It's maybe a few decades tops.
So this person's possibly still alive.
Uh,
I mean, I'm asking the questions, okay? Like, you can't have me in a game and not have me ask questions, because that ain't happening.
yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I really want to be visible here.
Yeah.
It's driving me. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
fiddle
Well,
with.
it's just to let you know, I'm completely imagining you like the Brianna character in the Leverage Redemption. Have you seen that?
Oh, no, I haven't. I
Do you
haven't.
do you know
I've
the
been like so
original Leverage?
yeah, the original Leverage
Yeah,
I'm very familiar with. I'm so nostalgic.
she's the foster sister of Alec Hardison, and she's a hacker and maker and social media whiz, and she's amazing. And
Oh my
that's
gosh.
what I'm imagining
Okay.
imagining you
All right.
as.
Well, maybe I'll watch the
You
new
should
show.
watch it. It's very good anyway.
Okay. Well, I love Leverage, but I mean, like,
Yeah,
I'm
me
just
too.
I'm still nostalgic over the old one.
Yeah, it's I like it. We should discuss it some other time, not
Oh no,
in this
absolutely.
video.
But well, I mean, like, I play a family of blades like Leverage, Red, and A Team had a baby. So
Yeah.
anyway,
So anyway, I don't know. Do you have a selfie stick, maybe?
hold on, let me see. What's my digital hacking thingy about? Let's
Because I
see.
feel like since you know lots of people and you're a
Oh,
hacker,
yes. You
maybe
know
you're
what? I
just
mean,
very good on social
probably,
media, and
yes.
then you
Yeah,
have a selfie
absolutely.
stick
Okay.
that you sometimes also use to, I don't know, get imagery from somewhere.
To take, usual pics and put into tight corners. That sounds good. Yeah, I like that. All right, cool. What else do I have?
So for the Bookworm, you've got apps, you've got tablets, so you've got electronic devices.
Yep.
And what do we know about modern technology devices is that they drain power really, really quickly. So you have a bag full of battery packs of different with different adapters for all your different kit, just in case in the moment you need it most, you still have access to your tech.
Got it. For all things. And
Yeah.
I'm going to say that there's even, because she's possibly that quirky, and it's fun looking, she has one of those roll out solar panel things for power as well that she can plug in
I like it.
for folks.
Yeah.
And I think Dex has also borrowed it a few times, and like she's like, you've got to remember to give it back. If it doesn't come back, I can't use it. Oh my gosh, we have to put it out in the sun, just so you know. So,
Amazing.
all right. Okay.
So do you want to give me 3 more items?
Yes, let's do second round, and this is for the intern because, they collect stuff.
And I would be happy to have something like completely unrelated
Yeah.
to I don't know, to either ghost hunting or to being an intern. I don't know. I feel like I should have at least one completely random item.
Okay, so this will have to do with me giving you an item, but I want to know what quirky ass hobby that Casey has outside of ghost hunting.
Oh. What's my hobby? I mean, the thing that popped into my head first is origami. I don't know why.
Yeah. I think you have you have one of those folders that has like a bunch of like small papers. So when you actually have like a moment to yourself, maybe, then you have the ability to like, pull out one of the squares and then just start folding. Yeah. So like you have a little packet of those papers, of those ornate papers. Yeah. For origami. Yes.
Yeah, you have to spend the time. You have to pass the time somewhere while you wait other people pay attention to you.
Yeah, exactly. Or not.
Or not. I'm immediately imagining that some of these papers probably have these patterns that when you hold them close and you see something.
Hmm.
I
Yes.
personally have never managed to make that happen, but
Oh, I hate those things.
yeah,
Stereograms or whatever. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't know how I'm supposed to look.
yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
hate those things.
Yeah, I have them. So,
When that was a fad and when I worked for a bookstore, that drove me nuts because it's like, so what am I supposed to see? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm, try standing here. I don't know what you're supposed to see. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Mm. All right. So what else does,
Um,
yeah.
Perhaps you hold a memento of your origami. So maybe a friend from high school or something gave you a origami, and you carry it around as a memento.
Oh yes, yes, maybe. Yeah, I feel like it's probably just one of these paper cranes, and it's been
Yeah.
it, it's
Or
it's
maybe you were
it's
just you're a big fan of Blade Runner, and that's why
oh,
you're into origami.
I personally don't recognize that reference.
Shit. No, okay, that's fine. Don't worry.
Um,
I did.
so
I understood
you
that
know
reference.
things about my
I
the content
didn't.
of my backpack that I don't understand. I'm fine with that. So, how about
Make it meaningful for you.
yeah, how about I don't know, maybe it's not made from paper, but maybe it's I don't know, something like a necklace or something. Just it
Oh,
just looks like
okay.
an
Yeah,
origami
Yes.
crane.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that works. Maybe it's a little pendant or something.
Yeah, yeah, pendant is the word I was looking for. Yeah, cool.
A a director's cut edition of Blade Runner, so you can watch it. No, a
No, you're just mean.
no, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a little intense though.
I believe I've seen it,
So
but I just don't
oh,
remember.
oh, that's fine.
It's okay.
I was thinking a folding electric scooter.
Oh my God, yes. That explains why I'm
Damn.
accident prone.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Also means the coffee gets to us faster, right?
Yeah,
Oh
That's
my
yeah,
true.
God.
yeah,
It's
So
warmer,
it has a little
so
basket somewhere.
It,
yeah.
Oh my God.
well, they have the
coffee.
flattening technology, the magnetic doodads that like kind of like fold flat but then pop out.
Maybe not
So,
a basket, but a pouch. So like it folds,
oh,
it collapses and goes in this drawstring pouch, and then when you take it out
yeah.
and unfold it, you can hang the pouch on the
Yeah,
handlebars.
yeah. True.
Oh my
True.
God.
Oh my God.
I can totally picture this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Amazing.
probably some, I don't know. I feel like I did not buy that. I either won it or it was a
Yes.
promotional gift and it has an embarrassing logo on it.
What's the embarrassing logo?
I don't know, maybe it's from the coffee place.
Yes.
Now they just
Yes.
always think that I'm working at Timmy Stars.
Yes. Yes. I haven't figured out. Somebody did a logo for me at one point, but I don't remember what the logo had on it. Um, but yeah, yeah, go ahead
Yeah,
and like, the
cool. I
embarrassing
like
logo.
that. Yes.
Yes, that's fine.
Thank
Okay,
you.
cool. No,
I feel very
absolutely.
well equipped.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So before we take our first break of the session, I'm going to just like, go over a couple of things. So this is essentially a mystery game. We are investigating like the paranormal mysteries, but the way it works is that we will be um, hunting down different clues, which can be found anywhere, and we are all going to help in this vein because this is a GM less or GM full game depending on how you look at it. So none of us are really like actually like directing everybody, but I am facilitating since like I've played this game a lot, and we're just going to use cards of suits of cards to determine like who is handling each aspect of a particular scene. So the structure goes: we have scenes, we have the ability to engage with the location, possible NPCs, definitely paranormal events, and then find clues as we go along. The way we find clues is by using the discovery move. And the discovery move is simply where we will say how we're investigating, and then we will roll with the appropriate stat, whether science, vigor, wits, or intuition, with that modifier, and then 2d6, and then we will see how well we roll. And again, the backpack items are used for advantage, or to use to cancel out disadvantage, depending on if we have any conditions on ourselves or not. And then I will explain each of the moves as we go along. But again, the basic move that we're going to be using to get clues, to figure out the mystery, is the discovery move. Okay. And then I also wanted to make a mention of, on the character keeper, there is a mention of personal hauntings. Personal hauntings are things specific to the backstory of our characters. And so if there is a situation where there is a failure, or a mixed result on a roll, like there's going to be complications if we go through with this action, and we want to increase the tier to a mixed result or a success, depending on what we got, then that is when we can use a personal haunting to change the outcome. So personal hauntings, little pieces of narration prompts that are specific to our playbook characters, we would use them to enact a increasing of the tier, of the roll tier. So if it's a miss and I use a personal haunting, then you can up the tier to a mixed result. Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry to correct you.
Okay.
But in Paranormal Inc., you mark a personal haunting when a move instructs you to, or when you want to re-roll your dice. So it's not the automatic tier increase we know from other Card from Brindlewood games, but you get to re-roll.
Well, thank you very much, because it's like, again, it's like I run too many Card from Brindlewood and I get messed up. Okay. So yeah, we'll go with that.
I relate.
Thank you. So never mind. It's going to be if the personal haunting is called for a particular move, or if, we want to re-roll. Yeah. Okay. And the personal haunting can be done, pretty much at that moment, because I feel like, in a cinematic sense, it's like one of those things where a memory comes upon us, and then we narrate the memory, and then that's how the role gets changed. All right. And that's how the outcome gets changed. All right. With that, let's go ahead and take our first break, and we're gonna thank you very much, Andrea. I appreciate that. It's like keep me correct, please. And then we're gonna break for now, and then should be the 27 mark when we return. Okay, so 10 minutes. See you then.
See you.
Okay, so we're back, and before we get into the mystery itself, before we present it, I just want to for gameplay's sake, just go over the suits that we're going to be dealing with and how this is structured for a GM-less, GM-full game, okay? So no one person is necessarily going to be driving the boat, like for how things are going to go. We're going to play to find out. And we do this by using different card suits to indicate different aspects of the game that each person will handle for each scene, okay? So just to make sure that it's right off the bat, we know what we're doing for the first scene, I'm going to assign each of the suits. So Hearts is the location. So that person will be reading off what's in the blurb, in the mystery, and then like establishing more of the environment as we're in it. So that will be Andrea, excuse me. And then Diamonds is the paranormal events, which if there's ever a miss, I mean, like the way I usually play it is like if there's a miss or a mixed result, a complication of some sort, then usually a paranormal event is beautiful for including into the scene. So I'm going to give that to David. And then we have NPCs. denoted by the spades suit. Okay. And that is anybody that could possibly wander into the scene, again, to cause complications or just somebody to interact with if we want to investigate by talking with them and such. And that is going to be Alex. And we'll be switching off on these suits every scene. Okay, so this way no one person has to worry about it the whole game. And then I'll handle clubs, which is clues. Okay. So for each Paranormal Incorporated mystery, it has the presentation, like the introduction, like, what situation we find ourselves in. And then it has establishing questions. So this way we can kind of tie ourselves to the mystery and ground ourselves into the scenes. And then each of the suits, again, are attached to locations which have their own paint the scenes, and NPCs which have their own descriptors, and paranormal events that you can choose from, as well as clues that you can choose from a list. And how you incorporate these people or things or places is going to be up to the person handling that particular suit for the scene. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We are playing Haunted Holidays by Alicia Furness. Anyone familiar with Carr from Brindlewood Games knows that the mysteries have complexity levels, and I'll explain more about that when we get into it, but the complexity level for this is 5. We'll see how far we get. That is an indicator of like how many clues we should probably collect to get a decent roll when we start to try to theorize about what the solution is to our particular mystery. Okay. Tone is listed as PG-13. So again, I usually play like Scooby-Doo mixed in with Ghostbusters. So, bit of goofiness, bit of comedy, but also like, could be some serious stuff running into these ghosts. We'll see. All right. Presenting the mystery. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Also, the coldest, darkest, and most haunted time of the year. The holiday season is a busy time for ghosts as the spirits try to spend joyous time with their still living families. Paranormal Incorporated is hosting its annual holiday party for current and former clients in an attempt to drum up a bit more business for the new year. The music is blaring, the lights are strung up, cheap wine flows, and prepackaged appetizers heated in the company toaster oven are being served. So, Paint the Scene is for everyone, and we add one narrative detail to this particular scene. Paint the Scene. How can you tell the company has cut corners to keep the party costs down?
We definitely have Easter bunnies instead of chocolate Santa Claus.
Nice. They're old Easter bunnies too.
Yes,
Oh my
of course. Hopefully they're from this year's Easter.
We hope. We hope. We don't know. In the same vein, I think we have whatever leftover paper goods that we had from previous parties. So some are happy birthday, some are from 4th of July, some are from Halloween. So yeah, our paper goods are like all over the place in terms of occasions.
I think there's actual Christmas decorations as well, but they are super gaudy, but also really old. So they've got this like horrible kind of almost 1960s, 1970s vibe. But and so they've been used and they're a bit frayed and just in a non-modern color palette.
Mhm.
God.
Like
Yeah,
they've
browns and
been
oranges
bought
and
on
olive
some
greens.
yeah.
That's my childhood, folks.
I'm picturing my grandparents' house
Oh my
when
gosh.
I was growing up.
Are we in a where is our office located? I'm trying to get
Oh,
context? Because I have an idea, but I
Sis.
want to.
Yeah, I'm imagining our office is essentially like in an urban setting, so like we're probably on like the second or third floor of a walk up, you know? So
Okay.
yeah.
Um. So we're in a sort of. So we're not the only office in this building, or are we?
Not the only office. I mean, like it's an older building, I would imagine, considering the
Okay.
state of the decorations. We probably borrowed
Uh,
them. Um,
yeah. We're gonna borrow something else. So like the other offices are closed for the holidays, of course.
they're smart.
Um,
Yep.
and um, and all these lights and music and running the heat, it puts it requires a lot of electricity. So we've sort of run a series of extension cords connected to each other through the window around the back and into the neighboring office and plugged it in. Um, and hopefully nobody's taking the blame for having done that. Nobody knows who did it, and nobody wants to point it out.
My ankle still kind of hurts from when I slipped off the balcony.
Oh,
I think, I'm gonna say Teeny probably got Casey to help her.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like
I had to
I
do the
think this is a
climbing and
really good idea.
you did the wiring.
It's communal. It's a communal space. I mean, absolutely.
Yeah.
We can totally do this. For sure. No.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So anyway,
Dex,
Yeah.
Dex has a risk assessment grid in his head going, well, just how many extension cables have we put in serial and what's the probability of that catching light, especially
yeah.
with the age of the decor? And then he's like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
Christmas time.
Yeah.
It's
Do we
Christmas
have
time.
already days without accident? It just going to zero again.
Oh God. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now we have an establishing question. One of you loves the holidays. Why aren't you feeling the usual magic this year? One of you usually hates the holidays. Why are you feeling the Christmas spirit this year? So, kind of like a weird reversal. So, who loves the holidays, but why aren't you feeling the usual magic? And who hates the holidays usually, but why is it feeling very, very, you know, very festive? Who do you think? Who do we think?
I think this is. I think Memento normally loves Christmas, but this is the first time he's not spending it with his family. So he's feeling not exactly homesickness, but his family lives in Puerto Rico and it's pretty far away. And uh, Christmas in Puerto Rico is like nothing else. So the food, the music, the fact that you can still go swimming.
Yeah, that's way different for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I be the one who hates the holidays?
Yeah, and
And it's
why are
just
you?
like, ugh. And it's just an excuse to spend money on and just it's just a money spending contest and I hate all of it. And also this like enforced harmony is not my thing. And but for some reason just I kind of enjoy the weirdness of our Christmas. Like I enjoy I mean, I don't necessarily enjoy the Easter bunnies because they taste a bit off, but like old chocolate. But I'm enjoying that we're having a happy X Day banner that we cobbled together from various other congratulations banners. And I mean, I'm excited about my job also. I feel like this is a cool way to spend the holidays. It's better, definitely better than spending the holidays with family. So, yeah, I'm into it.
Okay, very cool.
Are you being
Uh,
paid as an intern or are you doing this voluntarily?
I think I'm someone's mentioned I would be paid at some point, but I don't think I've actually received money yet.
I hope you're in with like some really kind roommates, because oh my gosh.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not entirely sure how I'm. Maybe I have worked at Timmy Stars before.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's
Um,
why you have such an in. It's
yeah,
great.
yeah, or maybe I'm debating about like, do I need to take a job that actually pays for things? And yeah, but I haven't quite made up my mind yet. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the party goers themselves are a mix of old clients, potential clients, and even a few amateur ghost hunters. The party has mostly been contained to the reception area, the boardroom, and the sad employee lunchroom. Ugh. Access to the other areas of the office are locked and off limits to the guests. As the revelers burst into a drunken rendition of Jingle Bell Rock, complete with terrible dancing, the entire building begins to shake violently. Moments later, a spectral entity squeezes under one of the locked doors, bursting into the party. It takes a moment to shove some sad canapes into its mouth before quickly phasing through a wall and out of the building. Paint the scene. What does this ghost look like, and during what job did you previously capture it? Paint the scenes are usually for everyone, so.
Yeah.
What do we
This
think
is
the
a,
ghost look
a
like?
current. This is a modern set. It's like
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
contemporary
Correct.
setting.
Correct. What job did we previously capture it, and what does it look like?
Is it human? Like it's got like 1920s type
Could be.
clothing with like spats and a kind of a dress shirt and kind of pinstripe trousers and a whatever type of hat that is.
Yeah. Could be.
Maybe there's something wrong with its face.
Mm. I think that this was a job where we were in what was essentially an old. Again, I'm going to hand wave a lot of history here. Maybe it was an old speakeasy, and Teeny was there, like, hooking up some things, and she ran into this ghost. Um, and the only reason, you can remand me if you want, but the only reason we were able to kind of like capture it and keep it in place was because it looked like Teeny and this ghost were having a moment, and I think Dex managed to freeze it in place and contain it. Um, so I think I think that's what ended up happening.
So we got the ghost in a speakeasy. Was it probably a patron, I suppose?
Possibly, yeah,
Yeah.
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 And Teeny
Prohibition
will
era.
yeah, to Teeny will probably say it's like, but he was cute, and the hat was adorable, of course. So several
But
of the
now
guests,
it's kind of released.
it's
It's roaming free. It's not
ex
trapped. But it's just hanging around our offices because
yeah. Well, I
Everyone
mean,
looks
it's
at
like
Teeny.
several of the guests erupt in cheers and laughter, assuming this is simply part of the entertainment. But you know better. The spectral containment unit has obviously malfunctioned, or maybe it has been sabotaged. Tonight's event has turned from a raucous party into a race to contain the ghosts and discover the truth of what has happened. So the goal for this mystery is to identify and capture 3 remaining ghosts in the building and uncover the cause of the containment breach. All right, so that's what we're trying to solve. And there is a mysteries tab on our character keeper, so has all this information in there. Not the stuff that we've said. I've just kind of kept little notes on that, but yeah, it's complexity 5, and we're trying to build up clues to put together a reasonable theory when we do a theorize move after we've collected enough clues to explain this this goal and then we will roll on it and see how well we do. There is a theorize move in our moves tab, and then like we can explain how that works once we get to that point, whether we've collected 5 or more clues. I'm hoping for more between the four of us. Yeah. All right. So, I've indicated who's doing what for this first scene. So I'm going to give out the card numbers. And if you have the mystery popped open, you'll be able to scroll to that particular set of pages and be able to read off or enact that particular suit when called for. Okay? So for location, Andrea, we
Mhm.
have the 5 of Hearts. 5 of Hearts.
Oh, we have the library.
Okay, I'm going to give out the cards before, so this way we have them all set up. David, for paranormal events, you will be able to pull from the 3 of Hearts. Okay. NPCs. Alex, you will have the 2 of Spades. 2 of Spades. And then I will be able to pull from the 6 of Clubs. All right. So, with that in hand, let's go ahead and get started. Andrea, you want to tell us like about the 5 of Hearts? Like where are we finding ourselves? Or
Yeah.
actually, you know what? Before we get started completely, since there's 4 of us, what I usually do is I suggest it's like we can either stay together or we can split up in pairs or individually. So if that's the case, then I will pull more than one location card.
I love splitting up in a game, but I'm willing to be outvoted because this is a one shot, and that'll make it harder to sort of complete things quickly. But I think especially for a spooky investigation game, splitting up,
Yeah.
ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like
How
even
about
if we pair up, we can get clues faster.
yeah?
So
How
that's
about we do
Or,
the
or-
first? How about we do the first scene all together,
yes.
so we
Okay.
can figure out how everything works, and
Okay.
then we can split up.
Okay, great. Okay. So
Cool.
let's go ahead and do the first location.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I
Yep.
think probably because can we name the ghost? I
Yes.
feel like in my mind it's some. I'm thinking of Langston Hughes. I don't want to call him Langston Hughes, but that's my mental image
Hugh.
of Hugh.
He told
Hugh
me
is a
his
good idea.
he
Yes.
he told me his name was Hugh.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like we know that Hugh used to hang out in the library, and this is why
Yes.
we're going to the library first.
Perfect. Okay.
And as you all know, the library is a cramped room because we don't have a lot of space in our office. And we have a few shelves of books. We have 2 outdated computers. I feel like Teeny is complaining about that often, and probably the rest of you as well. And there's an end lamp. There's no wait. There's a knockoff high-end lamp. Sorting the
They want to
adjectives.
say it's
Not a native
Tiffany's, but
speaker.
it's a knockoff.
So
No, that's
yeah,
okay. That's
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
yeah.
It's not
It looks
it's not
very
really
expensive.
Tiffany's.
It looks very
Yes.
expensive.
Hmm.
Probably Casey found it on a flea market somewhere. Um, it looks expensive, and it's standing on a small table, and there's an overstuffed chair that has definitely seen better days, and then we know that there's also a window, and outside of the window there is a nest of baby crows who are loudly making themselves heard all the time. And I also have a paint the scene question for you before we get into playing anything in the library. The Paranormal Inc. book collection used to be the best in the city. What happened to it?
Simple. We had to sell some of it off to try to get the crappy computers that we have now.
Years ago.
Yep.
Hmm.
And I'm going to say that Teeny has probably like gone to these outdated computers and almost gutted them to try and add more memory or try to finagle them somehow to just keep running. They're pretty noisy, but the crows and the computers are probably competing for sound, competing to
Yeah.
be heard.
The computers are so old; they run quite hot, so we don't have to put the heating on in this room.
It's always so cozy in the library.
Exactly. That accounts for some of the book collection. Anybody have any other ideas of what happened to the rest of it?
Wait, you have the overdue book, right? Teeny. I feel like you
Yeah.
have some of these books are now at your house,
Yeah, maybe.
and you took them home
I was.
just to look something up, and then you somehow didn't bring them back.
I'll add another. um, the ventilation in this building isn't great, and it's not very well insulated against animals. If you look at that crow's nest, you'll see that some of the nesting is look like it used to be book pages, and that only accounts for a small portion. But things get in, things chew on the books.
Amazing.
Oh,
Oh my god.
we are so sad.
I'm just looking at just imagine the tiny fluffy gray crow babies sitting on some magic, some arcane drawings and charts.
They've pooped on like, the Arcanus memorandum or something like that. Oh my god. It's great.
Amazing.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. And do we see any trace? Should I investigate immediately?
Yes.
And
Well, I mean, like while you're like, yeah, before you do the discovery move, I'm gonna do it like a role play thing where I think Teeny's gonna turn to Dex and go, I thought you said that Hugh was safe in the containment unit. How is he out? And you didn't tell me he was hungry. He just grabbed some of those canapes.
I mean, he was the last time I checked on him, but to be honest with you, that might have been a week or so ago. And hungry, he's a ghost. Come on, how many times do I have to tell you? They don't need to eat. They just do it out of habit.
Okay. Well, I mean,
so you're not feeding your Tamagotchi ghost?
Wait a minute. Are you saying Tamagotchi need to be fed? Is that why all the Tamagotchi died when I was a kid?
Oh my
Yes!
god.
Why didn't someone tell me?
Dex! That was the point. You're taking care of. Well, I guess not a living being, but I mean, yes.
No, you're
Yes.
wrong. You're wrong. Of course you're wrong. No.
I'm
And
pretty
then why
sure
did
I
they
have
die?
a Tamagotchi manual somewhere in my backpack. Might be
I think I might have
Japanese,
just
but
pet them too much.
Let me look it up. Hold on. And like she goes on her phone because that's got a lot be more powerful than the computers, and she's like looking it up. So go ahead while Teeny's like looking this up for Dex. Go ahead and make a discovery move.
yeah.
How are you searching and
Let
how
me-
are you?
Let me see. I feel like I'm probably trying to see just to do a very quick scan of the room. Like, is there any trace that Hugh might have left?
Mhm.
Just because I'm used to like scanning the room and just does anyone need anything, and is everything, do I need to fill up something, does everybody have their equipment, and just it's just a habit of mine. And I would argue that it's wits because it's quick.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I roll 2d6 and plus
Add.
1.
Mhm.
So that's a 6. Yay.
Okay, so the way this works
Failure.
is like
Yeah.
PBTA, 7 to 9 is a mixed result, and
Yeah.
10 plus is, of course, a success. So 6 is a failure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yes. What do we think is happening? What do you think is
Yeah.
going wrong?
Is
And this is a
this is
perfect
that
opportunity
the
yes, perfect opportunity for a paranormal event if you want. Yes.
um? I mean, we're in a light. Okay, so it was the 3 of diamonds. So, and one of the options here is books fly off a shelf and attack. I think that's extremely location appropriate.
Yeah.
Sure.
Books fly off a shelf and attack.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Do they attack just me?
Yeah.
Obviously, of course. Of course. Like, how do they attack? Are they flying at
I
me?
think they
What is
are.
happening?
What are they doing? Let me. How can we make this interesting? Um, they fly off the shelf, open up, and this will be fun for you. The pages fly out and fold themselves into little origami ninja stars and fling themselves at you.
Oh God, the
Nice.
paper cuts.
Giving you
The
little
paper
paper
cuts.
cuts.
Oh God, I
Yes.
feel like I'm getting paper cuts as a condition.
I think, yeah, I think while this is happening,
Amazing.
I mean, we sort of hear the ruckus. It's kind of like that camera pan of like, I'm arguing with Dex, I'm on my phone trying to do the app, and then in the background we're seeing Casey getting attacked by the origami book pages, and oh my gosh,
Yeah.
let's see, what is
They,
Memento doing?
Should I actually take a condition
it's
for that?
it's an
Yes.
assortment of shapes. It's like some
Yeah.
origami stars, but a lot of them fold into like the little birds, and they're flapping and like pecking
Oh
at
my
our poor
God.
beleaguered intern, and little elephants and dogs and whatnot.
Yeah,
So
I'm like
Um,
instead of paper cuts, your condition is paper pecs.
paper packs. Yeah.
I want to let me see the ghostly encounters move. I wonder if this you may clear an appropriate condition. Can you clear other people's
No,
conditions by making this move? No. Oh.
No, it's specifically you. Yeah.
no.
All right, then I will do the risky move. So Memento is going to uh, run to a couple of windows, a window on each of them at different ends of
Uh-huh.
the room, and
Okay.
open them up to let a really strong, cold, blustery cross breeze come through and try to scatter these little paper predators before they can peck Casey any further.
What are you afraid will happen if you fail or lose your nerve?
If I fail or lose my nerve, um, let me see. I'm afraid that they might notice what I'm about and start coming after me.
Okay.
Okay, so I
Now
think
you
it's
want to
going to be
roll.
vigorous or
Okay.
wits, maybe. I don't know.
Do, 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 do. Quick action is also covered under vigor, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do vigorous. So
Okay.
unfortunately, I have a -1 there. So we'll see what happens. Well, I got a 4.
Oh my.
Amazing.
Amazing. That's
We're doing
great.
great here.
Yeah.
We're doing great, gang. This is
We're
good.
doing
Yeah.
we're doing fabulously. I can always lower the complexity. It is not a big deal.
Yeah.
This is a one
But
shot. It's fine. Um
I feel like definitely the crows come in.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good. Okay.
I
Crows
am now
come in.
paper pecked as
And
well.
not just the babies, like the parent.
The mom. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like now we
Seeing
have a
us
pack
as a
of crows in the library.
Murder of crows. Oh my
Some of
gosh.
them are trying
Murder
to
of
eat the little paper
Oh yes.
birds. Since crows do eat little birds.
Oh my gosh.
And I feel like I'm probably bleeding and it's just I really have some paper cuts. It's not a serious injury. It's just bleeding and it's hurting and God damn it, I'm trying to sort of suck my finger and then just try to scare off the crows.
Right.
And
Okay,
I can
so
imagine like some of the adult crows after
yeah,
they've eaten some of the origami,
yeah,
they then fly back to their nest and they
yeah.
regurgitate this
But
pulpy potato this
yeah,
paper mash into the little beaks of their little children, and
oh my
more arcane symbols and
yes.
scripture and knowledge just gets added to this nest.
Oh my
what could
gosh.
possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go
Yeah.
wrong? That's great. Oh my gosh. Um,
What knowledge have we lost?
Yeah.
what
Uh,
knowledge have we lost? All right. So I think for this, yeah, the crows have come in. You didn't get a cross breeze for sure, but I feel like this requires like another or oh wait, who's the NPC? Who's the NPC for this? Like we get an
yeah,
interruption.
so Lady Loretta Grant
Oh no. Okay.
opens up the door.
Mm-hmm.
She's larger than life and smells like lavender and cigarettes. It's like almost like she's got a cigarette in one of those elongated cigarette holders, like she's harking back from a bygone era. She doesn't have an indoor voice. She goes booming. Oh, there you are. Come, oh, come, what are you doing in here? You need to come back, our guests. They need to know just how fabulous you are. If they know how fabulous they are, they'll all be lining up to pay. What are all these? Oh dear. And you know her from she's hired our group of Paranormal Inc. before to investigate the haunting of her deceased husband. However, she does this on a monthly basis. However, we've never detected any paranormal activity around her location. Anyway, she's come in. She's a larger than life, almost like a theatrical sense to her, and now she's wondering what the is going on.
I think at this point it's like, Teeny hasn't quite found it because she needs to do the Wayback Machine to get you your answer with the Tamagotchi manual. Like at the moment. So she's going to like stop what she's doing. She's going to steer Lady Loretta out of the room, like, by the elbow and just go, it's okay, Lady Grant. We're fine. I mean, you're absolutely right. We need to show what we can do for sure. We need to show what we can do for sure. As Teeny will say over her shoulder at the others, and let's go back to the party. I mean, like, I once we once we show like all the how we handle the ghosts like for the entertainment. I mean, like, you're right, they're gonna totally hire us, absolutely. Come on, let's go. And then she's kind of hurting like Lady Loretta out. So um if you three
Yeah.
want to do something else in the scene, you totally can, and then like we'll switch to the next scene after you do something. So, any discovery moves happening, anything like that? What would you like to do?
I don't know if this is appropriate, so please veto me. So can Dex do a ghostly encounters move? So basically, I'm trying to see why this paranormal activity, potentially ghost activity, knew what I'm sorry, Casey's kind of hobby of origami was. It seems to be so specific to Casey that these pages have turned into origami things. So Dix is interested in that. I don't know how I would go about that. Is that ghostly encounters and what I
Is
would
that like the
use?
investigate one?
I think I
Like you're
think
trying to discovery?
yeah, I think it's more discovery because I mean, like, you have to have an actual
Discovery?
ghost
Mhm.
to do
Okay.
the interaction.
Uh-huh.
So I
Okay.
would say discovery to find a clue. I mean, you can find a clue anywhere, and it could be any type of clue. So, yeah,
Sure.
go ahead and do a
And we need those.
discovery with
And
it's
Are
either
you
science or
using
intuition.
your
I would say I'm yeah, exactly. I've got what do I have?
The app,
Sorry.
the app maybe.
Yes, the app. I've thrown out my kind of square device, which is pinged open, and there's kind of different kind of implements that have like flicked up underneath where this activity has started, and I'm looking at the this tablet that Teeny has given me, trying to decipher what the hell these pretty kind of wavy pictures are and what they mean. So I rolled 2d6 and I add
Mhm.
my science.
Yes, if you're gonna
That's a
utilize your app. Go ahead.
That's a 6 and a 5 plus 1
Ooh,
is
I
12.
Yes.
love 12. Nice.
amazing.
Oh
All
goodness.
right.
Thank
Okay.
goodness.
So let's see. On a
Balance. The
12
world
on a
is
discovery,
balanced.
you
There we go.
get 2 clues, and I will tell you what those are. All right. So 6 of clubs. All right. 2 clues from here. I think, as you're trying to look around, and then you're like, also doing some moving around of some of the books, maybe like, from behind of where the the book pages flew out, you find, here's 2 clues, and somebody can put them into the
Mhm.
clue list. First, you find smashed glass beakers behind those books. And then, for some weird reason, it's like, as you're digging further, on a different shelf, you find a VHS tape of the movie Ghost. You find those 2
Sugar,
things.
Classic.
Demi Moore and what's his
Patrick
name?
Swayze.
Is that
Patrick
right?
Swayze.
Patrick
Yeah.
Swayze.
Yeah.
Yep.
Patrick Swayze.
The pottery
VHS
one.
though. We have to, if we want to watch the
And Whoopi.
VHS tape,
Yeah.
we have to go to the basement to the old the old equipment that Teeny moved. Okay. So,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to remark upon that or you want to fade into the next scene. Oh, and since since we're past the hour, I'm gonna just like say like 5 minutes just to do bio break, refresh any beverages and what have you, and then we'll come right back and do more investigation. All right. So see you at the 15 mark. All right.
Mhm.
All right. We're back from our break, and I'm gonna reassign like the different suits. Okay. So for hearts, which are location, it's gonna be David. All right.
Okay.
For diamonds, which is the paranormal event, will be Alex. Okay. For the spades, which is the NPCs, that'll be me. And then for the clubs, for the clues, will be Andrea. Okay. And so let's see what we get. I think we agreed that we're going to do more than one location, so we'll do the ace of hearts and the 7 of hearts. Okay.
Okay.
Paranormal event is, that's a 9. I can count. It's great. 9. 9 of diamonds. Spades, just so you know, is the 9 spades for me. And for clues, 3 clubs.
So we're splitting up now?
Yeah.
I
Is that
think we can
correct?
split up now. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you
Just-
mind just naming the 2 locations? So maybe that makes sense in deciding who goes where.
Yeah. David, go ahead and tell us what ace and 7 are.
The ace is the lobby, and the 7 is the scientist's lab. So that certainly suggests that
I
Dex will
think
be going to.
Dex would be
Yeah.
going to the lab, I think, yeah.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
to check on like what the hell's going on with the containment unit. And then I think
Yeah.
Brain I don't even know my character's name. Teeny is heading over to the lobby because she's got like Lady Loretta. I don't know if anybody's following her.
Um, Casey, do you have a preference as the intern?
Not really, not really. So if you have one, please go ahead.
I think interns are. So I feel like the intern should go to the scientist lab and be a lab assistant.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I do
and
that.
I will accompany Teeny to the lobby with Lady Loretta.
Cool. Alrighty.
Yeah, cool.
Let's maybe, and I'm not saying it's actually going to happen, but maybe Dex actually has like a first aid kit down in the lab too. So maybe Casey, you can take care of your paper pecs.
Yeah. Well, and so this. Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna describe
No,
it.
go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
go
The
ahead.
science. Okay. Well, you know what? I'll describe it, but Dex, of course. You, so you feel free to embellish, of course. It's the largest space in the office. There are multiple workbenches and shelves covered with tools and parts. A few complicated looking contraptions occasionally spark with electricity. The containment unit crouches in the center of the room inside a plexiglass cell. What do you see that tells you the scientist has been working on some unsanctioned projects?
Ooh.
Paint the scene for everyone. For sure.
Oh.
Oh man. And your
Besides
ulterior
the beakers we
motive.
just found in the library.
Yes. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ulterior motive. Ulterior motive.
Um, oh, wait.
You have like on a table, on a work table, you have what's essentially like a rolled up, like it would look like a yoga mat, like on the outside, but that's on purpose because if we actually unroll it, it looks like a tech grid of different pieces that you're trying to put together. It's kind of like how people like carry around puzzles that they're not finished with yet. Like the pieces are on this mat and then they just roll it up to keep it in place. But like there's a bunch of like tech grids on this thing that you're trying to put together some kind of netting trap maybe or whatever you consider like part of your ulterior motive, which hopefully we find out like we call back to you at the very end. I can't wait. But yeah, that's what you have in your lab for the unsanctioned project. Or one of them anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like other people should do this bit.
I
Yeah.
think I think on one shelf there's a series of like 5 or 6 Tamagotchis that are basically in various states of disassembly, as if they have been dissected
Oh my
to
god.
be examined. They're all in various stages of autopsy
Oh
to
my
help
god.
figure out why they keep dying, and occasionally a few of them like give off little faintly pained beeps or
Oh
boops or
no.
boo.
Casey,
Oh
can you please tell him to
Ew.
feed the Tamagotchi, please?
Little
Feed
whimpers, electronic whimpers.
Oh
no. I
my god.
will.
They don't even have
Oh,
names. They have little specimen labels.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh
no. They're
my
in
no.
god.
jars. They're in
Oh my
jars.
god.
Oh god.
Dex is a horrible person.
Yeah.
Dex is
I
a...
also feel like you tried to enhance the buffet for the party, and there's something that looks like frosting, and
Okay.
but I think it's probably salty. So it's like it looks like a sugary goo, and it's salty. And I'm not sure if it was for the buffet. I'm just assuming it was for the buffet because it's in a bowl with a spoon. And I don't know, maybe it's something else to do with salt,
Pe-
but basically salty
pe-
frosting. And
Oh,
People like salted caramel, right? So
yeah,
why not
sure.
just put industrial levels of salt with your frosting And
Caramel.
you can
With caramel.
pick it up and throw it at ghosts as a
Yeah.
repellent if you
Yeah.
need it. If you need to.
Yeah, can we also use it to sort of insulate the windows if we just put it into the cracks?
Yeah, it's thick enough.
Also,
God.
sorry, one of the Tamagotchi specimen containers at the very end of the row, it looks like the strongest, most secure one. You know, it's like plexiglass and like a brass frame and with like padlocked. It's empty. The glass has been shattered from the inside, and there's just like the label is just like an X instead of a specimen name. So
Sorry.
Holy.
Super Tamagotchi. Sorry. Just the vision. Holy crap.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, you guys are here.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. I think I'm so busy bleeding.
So I'll just kind of dismissively point you in the direction of
Do you have like a first
kind of
aid
first
kit?
aid. Over there, over there, over there. Don't distract me.
Yeah.
This is amazing. How did they break out? I'm going to look at the kind of so there's a containment something inside a plexiglass like cube. Is that right? And that has broken. I think inside is like kind of a metal frame, and then the frame has different engravings on the metal, as there's like some sort of arcane kind of forces there. And then the plexiglass was my attempt at doing some more kind of materialistic, mundane protection, which obviously didn't work at all. I'm going to try and yeah, what am I going to do? Or intern, if Casey, if you have any ideas while
Yeah, I feel like I'm busy like trying with one hand, which is probably also my left hand, or like my non-dominant hand, trying to get out and open the first aid box, which is very hard with just one hand, and trying to get out some band-aid and scattering things. And
I mean,
I think,
Alex, the player, would
yeah.
have gone over to help you, but I feel like
Yeah, no, you
X
shouldn't.
has
You
grown
really
to
shouldn't.
be a character that does not necessarily take other people's
No.
feelings into account.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Yeah. I feel like if I'm doing a discovery move, it's probably something that I discover randomly while I'm busy like bandaging my wounds.
Possibly even a happy accident as you drop the
Yeah.
bandages, and then maybe you kick something underneath a table, and then
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
What'd you
I just
find?
wonder if Dex wants to do a move first, just in case I roll badly again, and then everything is about my mess again.
Yeah. I mean, and
I mean, you're
again,
a scientist. You're probably examining something since they escaped from your containment unit, supposedly.
Yeah, I'm going to examine the arcane symbols that are on the metal frame, rather than the plexiglass, which is a bit more mundane. I'm going to try and investigate that. I've got some detectors that kind of pick up resonant frequencies, so I'm going to touch them to the frame and see whether they match what I've got on my tablet, or for what the normal resonant frequencies is, and whether there's any changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you can totally
Don't know
do
what
like
that
the
would be.
discovery move in that case with science, since you're like, like you're doing it
Okay.
like all tech management kind of thing.
I'm going to use the same dice as before because they were good for me.
Okay.
Less good. That's a 6 + 1 is 7.
At least it wasn't a failure. At least it wasn't a failure. So that's good. All right. So, let's see. Yeah, so you can give the clue first, or would you like the complication first?
Hmm. Oh, I think as you examine the the what is it, like a did you say the metal?
So there's a metal
Yeah,
frame, like there's
the
a metal
frame, and
framework. Yeah.
compare it with your tablet readings, you sort of your eye is something catches your eye, and you look down and you realize that you're basically standing in ectoplasm. So it has something, ectoplasm has leaked out onto the floor and it's now on the bottom of your shoes. And that's your clue. And what goes wrong?
I'm gonna say, like, first complication, or at least just a
Mhm.
complication, is that in comes well, first you see bright red curly hair because it's a big bunch of bright red curly hair coming in. And then you see her oversized glasses, and she's kind of like frazzled as she's looking at like our social media, like on her phone. She's like, her phone is like oversized of the oversized, like Pro Max both at the same time, for sure. And Hannah Broussard, our social media manager, bursts into the room and says, "Oh my God. Have you seen the viral reindeer dance? Oh my God. I would think it's so much fun if we recreated it here, right here at the party. Where are you going? Wait, come on. I promise, it's so easy. Just come on. If I have a line of people doing this viral reindeer dance, it's going to be so awesome. Oh my God. Can you imagine? See?
Oh
Look!
my
Look!
God.
There's the video right there. Look how cute they look. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Can I chip in with a paranormal activity, or does that I have to wait for something to
No,
trigger
you
that?
can totally do you can totally do
Yeah.
whatever you want. Sure.
Yeah.
A half melted snowman appears and demands that Dex perform the reindeer dance. Otherwise, I guess something bad will happen. So this kind of
Oh.
half creepy snowman with maybe like half kind of they're still kind of humanoid in shape, but it's like half running down in kind of a uh, reminiscent of that salty frosting that we were talking
Yes,
about earlier. It's
yes.
like a snowman, and he's pointing at me in an ominous way,
Yeah.
Dex in an ominous way, and demanding that you
See?
do this dance.
See? He's even saying it's a good idea. All right, I'm gonna get my video ready. All right, come on, right
Casey
here,
is
right
like,
in the lab. Come on.
and Casey is like, okay, okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. It's just do what I do. And then she does a series of moves where we just sort of step to the side and then step to the other side, and then we do a big reindeer nose, and then we do the antlers. Now we got to do it in sync.
It's rolling. I mean, I promise to edit this so it fits on Instagram. I will square it off. Don't worry. No worries. Okay, come on.
Yeah, and I'm having like the most exasperated expression on my face, but I'm pretty good at the dance moves actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
I mean,
Casey, this might be a
Dex
good
doesn't know what he's
time
doing.
to do
He's just
the
following you. Go for it.
ghostly encounters move, because that also gives you a chance to heal your condition and some other stuff.
Oh,
Ooh,
true.
This seems like a good opportunity for it.
excellent. Go for it.
True. So I'm doing a ghostly encounter.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Let me check. So yeah, I can. I'm just clearing my condition, I guess.
Yes.
And do I also do a personal haunting?
If you want to choose two of those things, then sure, you would pick one of your personal hauntings to do. They don't
Okay.
have to do be in
Sorry.
order.
Oh, I choose.
Uh,
Oh yes. Okay. Okay. I'm.
You automatically get one, but if you relate it to one of your personal hauntings, you
Yeah.
can choose two of those choices. So yeah.
Cool. I'm confused. I'm
Okay.
just gonna let's see what's the other one. I mean, I could tell a personal haunting and then stumble on a clue.
Oh, nice. Go for it.
Let's do that. So,
Okay.
okay. I'm removing my condition
Okay.
and let me.
Oh, and then read out the prompt of the personal haunting.
Yeah, the personal haunting. Let me. Do I have to do them in order?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
Just go
cool.
ahead and pick one. Yep. Whatever
Cool.
seems appropriate for the moment.
Mm-hmm. I think. Which one to pick? Goodness, decision paralysis. Oh, I feel let's take desperate.
Okay.
I'm telling you a scene depicting something risky I did to keep my basic needs met, and I remove one item from my backpack. And I think it was probably I was probably doing some risky performance stuff in some experimental theater group. And because they were actually paying me, and which is why I'm pretty good at picking up random dance moves now. And yeah, but really there wasn't any security, and I probably still have a scar somewhere from where I hurt myself really badly because I don't know, fell onto something that is not safe for humans to fall onto. And yeah, this is of course flashing through my head again as we're doing this dance. And yeah. So what do I lose? Oh, I'm probably losing my crane pendant in the whole dancing, and it drops into the ectoplasm or something. Just as I'm doing the antlers again.
God. If this was a series, I would totally call back to this. You would get it back, but we're unfortunately not. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's a very
Yeah.
sad image. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Alrighty. And so you would get one of those other things to choose from to do for the ghostly encounter move.
Yeah. Wait, didn't I already do two? Yeah, I'm stumbling on a clue. So wait,
Yes.
I need to still pick a clue. Give me a second. Where are my
Yep.
clues? Where? No, that's the paranormal events. Give me the clues.
And
Okay.
while you're figuring that out, yeah. I mean, like
Oh,
Hannah's
and
basically like, this is gonna be gold. I can't wait to edit this. Oh my gosh. And then she's running out with her camera
yeah,
ready to do some editing.
yeah. And as you since you just went out with the cameras, I realize that Dex has a security camera in the lab that I wasn't aware of until now. And it's probably hidden in some figurine on your shelf. And
Okay.
because I'm
And that's a clue?
noticing it because it is the little red light just went on.
Dex, you devil. Yes.
Yeah.
I put that in the clues.
So,
Yep.
thank you.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's head over to while you see this in the camera. Let's flip over to the lobby as Teeny takes steers Lady Grant back into the lobby, and it's like, and she's
So
telling her, it's like, go ahead.
I'll make it quick. The holiday decorations can't hide the sad state of this room. Cracks in the paint run down from the ceiling, and it always feels slightly damp in here. The waiting area chairs have been moved to make space for folding tables holding the treats. Uh, you've tried to cover up the imperfections with various posters and pieces of art. Describe them.
Oh man. I think we got dollar store copies of old holiday posters, and I've like maybe Teeny and Casey have put some of these up to kind of cover up some of the more egregious cracks. Casey has put them up neatly. Teeny's kind of like put them on an angle because it looks artistic.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like there's also just posters in there like we have one poster that's sort of in the corner because there was this wet spot and we just stuck a poster in there. And it's probably a poster from Ghost, right? That's like from the video store.
The irony! The irony! Okay, good.
Yep, yep.
Oh my gosh. That's great.
And Teeny comes in ushering Lady Loretta Grant towards the exit. So cut to Teeny saying,
I, we're going to go ahead and just we're going to investigate your house, no problem. I mean, I know that you think Mr. Grant is there still, like Lord Grant, I'm sorry, is still there, but don't worry, we'll make our usual visit. We'll make our rounds, we'll do the checks like normal. But don't worry, it's like we have to make sure that we find these ghosts that are running around here first, okay? Um and we'll make a video. I mean, Hannah's here. We'll make a video to show exactly what we can do. Like we'll post it as a commercial once we get our website uh, up and running better. Yes. Thank you for coming. And then you see her turn
Memento is sort
around
of
to Memento, and like she's kind of like,
he's
oh
sort of
God.
like tailing her, like sort of like gingerly, because he is still heavily paper pecked from the assault in the library.
Mhm.
Uh, oh God. Okay, so she's gone. All right, she's fine. She's not unhappy because we
No.
don't want to upset the cash cow. Um,
Yeah. I mean, that's lovely that she's essentially funding us, but my goodness, it's like I'm kind of hoping that we do find traces of her deceased husband at some point soon. My goodness. Um,
yeah.
I don't know. You think she'll pay us more if we do, or I
I,
don't know.
I think she enjoes the attention.
Hmm.
Sorry.
No,
Uh,
no. I mean, makes sense. Sure. Ah, gotta
um,
find these ghosts. I don't. It looked like Hugh had left.
so when you met him, and is it sure that are you sure he introduced himself as Hugh, or was he just going, like, did he mistake you for one of the speakeasy staff, and was he just about to say, you, bring me a
Oh no.
whiskey?
No, no, no. I think we had a moment. I mean, we looked into each other's eyes and it was like that soft focus. You know.
Because, ghosts and names are very important. I wonder if that's why we weren't able to contain him, because we didn't identify him properly. Um,
I don't
but you're
think that's
sure
how it
it's,
works.
oh,
We had
okay.
a
All
moment.
right.
We had a moment. We had a moment.
Yeah. Okay. You had a moment. You and
Yes.
you and you. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to try to find. I kind of want to like. He's looking around for something to like clean himself up with because he's still a
Mhm.
little bloody. Are you gonna be okay for the
Yeah, yeah.
moment?
No,
All
sure.
right.
I'm so sorry. I mean, like, do you need me to help? I mean, I can.
No, no, it's okay. Just keep an eye out for any customers and or ghosts.
Yeah, absolutely.
He
Um.
goes, I don't know. Yeah, he gets like a bottle of sanitizer and like some Kleenexes, and he
Oh my
wets
God.
the Kleenex with the sanitizer. He's like dabbing the cuts, like ooh, ooh, ow, ooh, stinks.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel like at that point though, let's see. Um,
Can can I
for
add a
fun. Go ahead.
paranormal activity, or should we wait?
Let's wait and see, like, if we have bad discovery
Okay,
moves. So I'm gonna do a discovery
sure.
move. Oh my gosh. Give me a second. And uh yeah, gonna do a discovery move. Let me see if I have anything that I can use. Give me a second. Ooh. Yeah, I think it kind of brings up like like seeing that there are other ghosts that like look like they're kind of like wandering around and such like that. I think um Teeny's going to pull out her phone because it's more powerful than the computers that we have, and pretty much like kind of type in a couple different things to uh, see if she can like research like these ghosts and then figure out their antecedents to see if it has anything to do with why maybe they escaped, just like Hugh did. Because that kind of raises a question in her mind of like, is it because we didn't know their names necessarily? That sort of thing. So I think we're going to make a roll with computers using my hacker move. When you prefer digital research and have some pro level hacking skills, when you make any roll related to computers, roll with advantage. Okay, so give me a second. Okay, so 3d6, take the two highest, plus science. I guess it's still science. Okay. All right, so that is a 3 plus 4 plus 1. That's an 8. Okay. 8.
So you get a clue
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
a consequence.
Yes. Mixed results. So yeah, you can pull
Yeah.
out a paranormal event. Do you want it before or after the clue?
Do the paranormal event first.
Yeah, that's fun. Go ahead.
You see a humanoid spectre with an obnoxious elf hat, pulling down the really old Christmas decoration, kind of stuffing them in their jacket, like that, and they're kind of stuffing them away, and then it looks like they're going to scalp it with them.
You stop that! You stop that right now!
Wait,
And
sorry,
Should I
what was it?
continue?
What did we see?
It's a vaguely humanoid spectre with an obnoxious elf hat,
I see it. Okay,
stealing
stealing
decorations.
decoration. Oh, our ghost poster.
The plot thickens.
Blood thickens.
Oh my god.
So what do I find as I'm trying to stop them or to um
Yeah. I mean,
or maybe what they reveal behind a
yeah, no,
poster or
you're
something?
on your computer, right?
Yeah, I was like
And
on my my
yeah,
app.
and you get an email pop up,
Okay.
just with like urgent, and everything is written in bright red letters, and it's the final reminder, unpaid invoice. That has something to do with Paranormal Inc. and it's yeah.
Okay. I could have sworn I paid that. What? What? And then like, she's kind of like torn between like trying to handle that thing
Yeah.
with the invoice and then also like this spirit that is starting to tear down her posters and shit. I'm like, "What?" Um
Yeah. Do you want to
uh,
specify what the invoice is for? Or should we
um
leave that open for theorize?
let's leave
Like,
that for the theorize.
okay, cool.
Absolutely. Let's leave that for a theorize move. Absolutely. But I also want to say, like, at this point, too, since I'm interacting with the ghost, I'm going to choose from one of those things. I don't have a condition, really personal haunting, clue relevant to the scene. Let me see if I have any personal hauntings that I can use in this moment. Um, uh, I'm gonna just do the first one for me. The unknown. Narrate a time that you didn't have the answer. And so I think this whole thing of dealing with the spirit and then also seeing the email about the unpaid invoice and then like not knowing like where that's coming from. I think this was early on when she had done some research work and some hacking work for one of the bigger companies, just out of school, and they wanted her to do this big budget project to make sure that they had all the research, all the history behind like their particular product, and making sure that there were no stone left unturned, making sure that there was no companies that had these patents and all this kind of stuff. And she thought she had all the answers. She thought she researched in every single place that she knew of. And then there was somehow at the time of the grand reveal party or the launch, someone had come in from out of nowhere and revealed that they owned a tiny share of this particular product, and she didn't know about it, and she was devastated. Like just realizing it's like sometimes there are things that do slip through the cracks, regardless of how much that she knows about the web, dark or otherwise, and sometimes things just come up unpredictable and unknown. Yeah. So get to choose two of those things. So I'm going to stumble onto a clue, and I think I I want to ask a personal question about another investigator, but I don't know what I would ask. Oh my god.
Maybe you can save the question until you
Yeah,
think
I'll
of
save
something.
the. Yeah, I will do that, and then I'll stumble on a clue for that particular thing.
So you get another clue?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then I need another card because I've used up all the clues already.
Not a problem. All right. Let's use the 8 of clubs.
Okay. So what are you doing? Are you trying to keep the specter from stealing the ghost poster?
Yeah.
Or are you still distracted with the invoice?
Like I was torn between like the two, but coming out of that memory and then realizing it's like the more immediate thing is that this ghost is like trying to steal the posters. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm. Because as you go to the corner where the poster still is, and now the specter with the elf head is, you realize, I imagine this is the corner where there's these plastic seats, like in the corner with this tiny table, and you realize there's a folder of client files on the table in the lobby where it definitely doesn't belong.
folder of client files?
Yeah.
What the hell? Yeah, and I think at this point it's like, she's kind of shocked. I mean, there's nothing that she can do about that, because then now this is about the spirit, because now she's seeing like, this is yeah, this doesn't belong here. What the hell? What's what's Memento doing?
Let me see. So, has the ghost, like, has that encounter with the ghost basically resolved, like sort of addressed that ghost's behavior? Or is it still there? Because I don't know. I would love an opportunity to do an encounter as well because I could heal a condition. Although at the same time, I really don't know what the mechanical effect is of conditions. So maybe it's not something I have to worry about. So
Any
the only other
any conditions that are relevant would end up having you roll with disadvantage on your next
got it.
yeah.
Okay. The only other thing I can think of is to let me take a look at the cheat sheet. I'd love another clue.
Okay.
So I would love to search for a clue, conduct research, or otherwise gather information here in the lobby.
Mhm.
Um, so he sees this. He sees this. He's thinking to himself, "Why is a ghost stealing our decorations?" Um, and so basically, he wants to sort of like psychoanalyze this ghost. He's going to sort of like walk up to it and start like interviewing it sort of in a friendly manner like, hey, uh obviously you're in a bad spot, if you need to be stealing stuff, and basically try to strike up a conversation with this ghost. um Although it's stealing decorations, not valuables, but he's trying to approach this interaction from a position of empathy, and sort of like positive regard, instead of judgmentally. So
Friend to
um
all.
Yeah.
yeah, he's a friend.
Ghost is like,
Princess
well,
call me a ghost.
I want something like in the movies. I want this connection.
Oh my
You're
god.
Um,
living.
Oh.
and so he's going to take the ghostly and he's doing the ghostly encounters move,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I get to choose an additional outcome.
Correct.
So I need to switch over to that. So I can clear a condition, which is good,
Yep.
and uh, hmm, boy, I'd love to stumble on a clue. So
Yeah.
uh, I've got to tie it to a personal haunting.
Hmm.
So I need to look at my personal hauntings, just bouncing around here.
Yep.
Um, let me see. New talents.
That's a fun
Uh,
one for a medium.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was just like, didn't you just do ghost therapist, basically?
I
Sorry.
did.
I love it.
This lets me increase a trait.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
Yay.
um,
absolutely.
so increasing his intuition by one. A new ability is making itself known to me sporadically. Narrate what that ability is. That increase. I think his. I don't want it to be too overtly supernatural because that's not his style. Um, I think I think what he manifests is he's able to put ghosts. He's able to interact with ghosts in a way it puts them into sort of like where they're behaving in a way that's a bit more um, automatic and unconscious.
Mhm.
Um, where am I going with this? Um, he's able to um, I think the end I can flesh out the sort of mumbo jumbo to explain it later, but I think the end result is that he's able to physically interact with ghosts
Nice.
more easily than people would.
Okay.
It's selective, so ghosts can be selectively tangible,
Yeah.
and he has the ability to basically be selectively tangible towards ghosts.
Nice.
So he's sort of like as he's interacting with this ghost, he doesn't even realize he's doing it. He's placing like a comforting hand on the ghost's shoulder,
Oh.
and sort of like saying, "Hey, it's all right. Holidays are tough, you know. I I'm a long way from my home and my family, and I know what it's like to want to like find some cheer wherever you can get it." And basically, just like trying to find a point of understanding with this ghost. And I'd like to tie that to a clue, if you would.
Okay.
Yeah, sure,
All right.
sure. Um, I
Commiserating with the
think,
ghosts.
yeah, I think the ghost is sort of getting teary-eyed because it's been a long time since there was any physical contact, and this is basically almost like Ghost already, just minus the pottery, and it is starting to hum Unchained Melody.
Oh my God, no! Oh my God, oh my God! I'm
And
getting all the holiday feels.
yeah, and as for some reason you sort of look over the shoulder of the ghost because you start to smell something, and there's of course the sad lobby plant, and in the you notice sort of out of the corner of your eye in the plant pot is a half-used block of incense, and you're just smelling it very intensely right now, and you're still like it's still Unchained Melody.
Oh
Very emotional ghost
my God, I'm gonna cry.
sort of clinging to you a little bit.
I can't tell if I'm crying because it's like so beautiful or if it's just so damn funny. Okay.
Yeah. Do you
I
want to
think we can.
specify what kind of scent is the
Oh.
incense?
Is that one of the things we can reserve for theorize if it becomes
We can.
important?
We can.
Or
Well, I mean, like
Um,
it's also like something like, is it something sentimental to you? Is my question.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
to
To
Memento.
Memento, especially
Um,
like talking about the holidays and not being near home.
oh, um,
It's not the smell of pottery, Calais.
Oh God.
Yeah, but
Anything but that.
I'm thinking. I don't know much about incense. I mean, can there be flower scents?
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Could be anything, really.
Could yeah.
He's smelling. It smells like flamboyant.
What is
The
that?
it's a kind of flowering tree in Puerto Rico.
Ooh.
It's really beautiful. It's just incredibly vibrant red blossoms all over these trees. So that's reminding him of home.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. We probably get an image of that, like, kind of coming through as you're remembering this, and then like we kind of like see it fade in, like transparent, like over, like as an overlay over the camera, and then
Yeah.
we will fade to black out of that scene because we are at 12 o'clock right now. Initially, I said like the 3.5 hours. I don't know like how far beyond like the ending that people have, and I don't want to push the ending too far. So this would be the opportunity to either just go right into the theorize, so this way we can like see what our resolution looks like for this mystery, or if we can go a little bit longer, then do one more scene with Casey and Dex, and then go into the theorize, and then end from
I
there. That's up to you.
I unfortunately can't stay any longer.
Okay,
I have
that's
passed.
fine. All right,
So
Yeah,
so
same
let's
here.
if it's a quick scene, we can do a quick scene.
given our group, it's like I don't think it's a quick scene because we want to be total hams. So let's go into
Yeah.
let's go into our theorize. Okay, so the way this works is we have now 7 clues to work with on a 5 complexity, which means that when we incorporate, if we can incorporate all of these clues, then we have a +2 to roll for the mystery solution. Okay. And only if we can incorporate all 7 of these clues. The indicator is, and I never can explain this correctly, but basically it's like the theorized roll is rolling 2d6 minus the complexity, and all of the clues help. But conceivably, you could roll on a minus because you have to have a minimum of half the complexity to be able to just do a theorize to begin with. So we have more than that, and that's great. We always like to roll with pluses. So let's look at these clues and see if we can come up with a decent theory to explain
I
the goal. Yeah.
I wonder whether, because I'm a newbie
Yeah.
to the system,
Mhm.
I can kind of retcon a little bit and say I use my Ghostbuster move,
Okay.
where the partially melting snowman was, which
Okay.
I did a discovery move,
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
But the Ghostbuster allows me to find an additional clue.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I'll allow it.
So
Either a
I don't know
one
if
shot.
you'll allow me that.
Yep. Go
Yeah.
for it. Do we have one more clue left
That
on
way
the
we get an
8?
additional clue. Just
Yeah.
I,
Do it.
I,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't like the remaining clue. Can you give me a different card?
Absolutely. Let's give a different card. Let's do the 5 of clubs, and hopefully it has something you like. 5 of clubs.
Then I'm going to give you. You had it with the snowman interaction, right?
it was a snowman melting, and it was
Mm,
insisting that I dance the reindeer dance with you.
yeah, and what what you basically probably stumbled over during your portion of the dance, which of course ruined the video, is shoved under your workbench is a box of smashed Christmas tree ornaments. So, and can I just to remind all of us, like the original goal was to identify and capture the 3 remaining ghosts in the building and uncover the cause of a containment breach.
Oh my
And we're
God.
supposed to do that with the help of the clues, the capital C clues, and we can of course use everything else that we just narrated as a small
Okay.
C clue and work that in as well. And we're allowed to fill as many gaps in between as we want to, and we can invent completely new stuff
Yeah.
just as long as it doesn't contradict something else we already said before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I put
Okay.
things in the parentheses because it doesn't matter where the clues are found necessarily. We can recontextualize as we come up with a theory. So, to
Yeah.
review, the clues are smashed glass beakers behind the books, VHS tape of the movie Ghost, ectoplasm has leaked out onto the floor, a secret security camera hidden in a figurine, final reminder unpaid invoice for Paranormal Incorporated in an email, folder of client files in the lobby, half-used block of incense smells like the Puerto Rican tree, and a box of smashed Christmas tree ornaments. So, the main thing would be to figure out, like, how the or why the containment unit failed, and then maybe we can use some of the rest of the clues to help bring the rest of the ghosts back or capture them somehow, like involved in capturing the rest of the ghosts once we figure out like how the thing broke in the first place.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So I'd like to bring back. So I in order so in order to identify and capture the 3 remaining ghosts, one way to sort of speed that along might be
mhm,
to reinvoke that quote unquote rule or possible rule about naming them. So maybe some of these clues contain names, and by naming the ghosts, we would be able to summon them.
Mm-hmm.
So potentially, some of the clues here that might contain names are this unpaid invoice,
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
this folder of client files. Um, so we could pull a couple of names potentially from those,
yep,
Mm-hmm.
and presumably one of them we already know the name is Hugh.
Yeah.
So that's 3 names. So we just need to name the remaining 2 ghosts. And the other 2 ghosts are they the ghosts that we've encountered? Like the one that was dressed like an elf and was stealing decorations, and the one that was like a snowman? Are those actual ghosts, or are they like weird phenomena, or are
I
they
feel like they're the ghosts.
yeah,
okay?
Just
So we have 3 ghosts. One is Hugh. One is the
I'm
one is
pretty
the elf, and one is the
right.
snowman,
yeah,
Hmm.
pretty sure the snowman is called Patrick.
Patrick. And we know it's Patrick from this unpaid invoice or from the client files. The unpaid invoice.
Hmm.
No, I think the unpaid invoice might have been. I think it's the unpaid invoice. So what did we owe? Um, this. Was this somebody we owed? Was Patrick somebody we owed money
Yeah.
to?
Oh, I have an idea how to tie the invoice and the containment breach together, because I feel like we didn't pay. Maybe it was just the electricity bill,
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
we already wired the cables to the neighbors,
Yeah.
and we didn't pay the electricity. And this is why there was a crucial failure in the lab,
Love
and
it.
that made the ectoplasm leak out, and that basically caused the containment breach of the whole setup because it requires electricity.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful. Oh, that's
Okay.
amazing.
That's great. Okay. So we
Yes,
covered
that's
those two clues. And then these, well, okay, the snowman is named Patrick. What if it has to do with the VHS tape? Like, it's such an old copy of an old beat up videotape of it that when you actually view this tape, it makes everybody look kind of blobbish and melted and stuff like that because it just comes out so corrupted. So maybe that's why this particular ghost can be summoned back, because it's the weirdly pixelated version
Yeah.
of Patrick Swayze
Yeah.
from VHS tape. Yeah, the
I kind
manifestation of
of
that.
want to tie the elf ghost with the elf hat to the ghost videotape.
is the
Oh, okay.
But we can
is
keep
the
the
is there
general. Sorry.
because the elf ghost is
Mhm.
taking the poster,
Mm-hmm.
and could it be that the elf ghost is trying to help the other ghost, the
Oh
melty
yes,
snowman
yes,
ghost?
yes.
Because the melty
Yes.
snowman ghost has this connection with
Yeah.
Ghost the movie,
Yeah.
and so it's trying to
Yes.
help its fellow ghost friend by
Oh,
giving it this connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, the Christmas
Yes.
So it's
spirit.
like a community of ghosts trying to help each other with their remaining issues in
Yeah.
unlife.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a stretch. So, like the box of smashed Christmas tree ornaments, I mean, you can sort of say, like, intact Christmas tree ornaments are alive, but the smashed Christmas tree ornaments are kind of like, we'll be able to pass on to that particular realm or plane of existence because they're broken. And so this is their way of, like, also adding to their Christmas, to their holiday, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think um that probably the ghosts are also responsible for the security camera, because they're like, if we tape the humans, not really necessarily understanding the difference, because maybe you did something in the lab that it's involved a revolving disc of something at some point, like a centrifuge or something, and they
Hmm.
taped basically just human activity to sort of overlay it with the ghost video because for some reason it needs to be fresh humans, like alive humans, and they probably found out that Patrick Swayze has died, and
Oh
so they can't use him,
no.
and so they need another person to sort of create this the video that will bring the snowman ghost back.
Oh wow. Intact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh wow, like an overlay,
yeah.
like an
I
AI
can't
like
explain all
overlay.
the technology,
No,
but
no, no. Yeah,
I'm
that's
just the
fine.
intern.
That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But even then, like even the ghosts have their own like, explanation for it
Yeah.
too. So we could conceivably stop there and roll
Maybe. Yep.
straight,
So,
or we can
so
try
So
to
hold
include
on.
three more.
The half-used block of incense. I'm going to say that's a clue to the elf ghost's name.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so Memento realizes that there was a bit of like psychic sympathy which caused it
Oh.
to manifest because they're both from the same place. And he remembers that Puerto Rico was originally, I think, named San Juan, and he realizes the ghost was named Juan.
Yes.
My
I love that.
gosh. That's
I love that.
beautiful.
And we find and he confirms it by looking in the folder of client files for like old clients from before his time and identifies Juan as one of the former clients.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
How do we include the
yes.
And
smashed glass
I
speakers? Yeah.
I want to say that the ghosts were that what they realized that they accidentally smashed the beakers behind the books. They realized that had that smashedness had this kind of connection between the realms, and so they decided to spruce up their Christmas decorations. They would smash the Christmas tree ornaments to then
Oh
have
my
those
gosh.
also slip realms.
Nice. All
Yeah.
So
right. So now we're rolling with the.
it was a ghost doing some experimentation.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. So
Yeah.
+3. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So here's the fun part. Like, who gets
Yeah.
to roll? And I'm gonna say that this should be a team effort. That one person rolls one die and the other person rolls the other die, and yeah, we add +3 to it. So
Yeah.
who wants to roll?
So do we as humans do anything to help them? Or is this just a theory and we then narrate how it all works out
Yeah,
afterwards?
I think after this, depending on like how the theorized roll goes, I think I'd like to close with some
Mhm.
epilogues of like
Cool.
how we think it ended up, right?
Okay, cool.
And then we'll do a quick stars and wishes so everybody goes out on time. I don't want to
Yeah.
keep you much longer than you have
Yeah.
to. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
So okay. So who's rolling?
I feel like I've rolled the most, so I'm happy
All
for
right.
other people to roll.
I will roll a die, and Andrea will
Okay.
roll a die. And
Yeah.
I'm very nervous
Okay.
because if I roll low, I'm going to feel really bad.
Okay.
I rolled a
Just take
2.
I rolled a 5.
Oh, thank
7
goodness.
+3 is 10. Woo! We succeed. So yeah, I mean, like we totally succeed. It's like we managed to, I think, to summarize it, essentially, like, we call upon these ghosts, bringing them together, saying that we understand, what they're going through and what they were trying to do, and we help them have a Christmas of their own, like, bridging that gap between the living and the dead. Um,
Yeah.
and we do it, like, as we're like ushering people out, or maybe some of our more treasured clients or whatever, maybe they help to stay and help to celebrate with us.
Yeah.
But I want to hear from each of you, like a small narration of where you think, and it doesn't have to be like right after this, like right after we make this discovery and solution, but like, where do we see um you guys for the holidays? Yeah, where do we see the characters for the holidays as your final epilogue for this episode?
I think if I can go first, I
Hmm.
think Dex is realizing this kind of rather sentimental thing that the ghosts are portraying kind of conflicts with his previous belief that the ghosts kind of incapable of emotion, and that all they were doing is maybe reflecting what they had experienced in life, and it wasn't like real and tangible. But now he's feeling like they have an existence and a kind of self in their own realm. He's now worried about his Fibonacci experiments. He's going to release the Fibonacci that was in his in container, and he's going to ask Teeny to do some research about exactly how Fibonacci work and what you should do to them to make them feel better, and then hopefully allow the contained Fibonacci to make connections with all the broken Fibonacci that might have moved on to the other realm, and and he's left wondering, you know, um, if Tabernacci, an electronic, potentially make-believe creature, has an existence in the past realm, just what else has an existence in this other realm as well?
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
I think that we wrap up the holidays. It's like, try to put things away and together. And, we have that wonderful Christmas moment with the ghosts, and they will willingly, like, share uh, and go to the containment breach with no problem. I mean, like, they just wanted to make sure that they had like a holiday of their own kind of thing. And yeah, Teeny has a moment with Hugh, like, if he goes back into the containment unit. And then she'll come to each of their places, maybe not obviously or what have you, but maybe she'll set something by their desks, like by Dex's desk. Like, she'll set like a little cartridge that has like some of the data that he's been looking for the Tamagotchis. The old Wayback Machine was dependable in that score. Like, she found like the manuals, and she found like, like the care and feeding of such, and how it relates to ghosts. And for Memento, like, maybe she realizes finally, like, the last name is the same, and she will actually wrap up the last stages of grief and wrap it up and put it on Memento's desk for him to find. And then for Casey, not only will she will she kind of give a like a spruced up coffee caddy that's a foldable caddy, but in the caddy she'll actually include an envelope of back pay
Oh,
for the year.
yes. Yes.
Because it's like, then you find out later, like, she's on like one of her emails or apps or whatever, and then you see like over her shoulder, like the camera's over her shoulder, and you see that she has the full spreadsheet of the investigation agency, as well as like ownership of the building. So
Cool. Cool.
what do we
Still
see
thinking
I
from
about mine.
yeah.
Memento, Casey?
Do you
Wait,
already
did
have
everybody?
something?
What's that?
Do you have something already?
I'm still thinking about it.
Okay, so I'm going to say what Casey does. I would like to add the little detail that, of course, the whole ghosts reuniting, ghosts going back to the ghostly realm operation works really well because we have all these old Halloween decorations, and that sort of emphasizes the whole thinning of the veil and transition over. And I think Casey is probably the one uh, staying until the end and tidying up and putting everything back where it belongs, or at least where they think it belongs, and or where it should belong. And I think goes goes home to some very tiny apartment or shared apartment in some teeny tiny room, and puts on Ghost to watch for the holidays, and is now probably having some, I don't know, some cocoa or something, with a little marshmallows to remind them of the snowman, and has put on a little elf hat that is probably like broken in some place because it was taken home from the office, and is listening to putting on the Ritz afterwards and dancing around. And it's like, this is the best Christmas I've ever had.
Sorry.
I think putting on the Ritz sort of transitions to the music that's being played over the loudspeakers in an airport terminal where Memento is sitting, because he was not home for La Noche Buena, but there are 12 days of Christmas, so it's not too late to go for Three Kings Day, the Epiphany, whatever. Tres Reyes Magos. So he's sitting there, and on his lap there's a gift wrapped book that he found on his desk, and sitting on top of that is a half used block of incense. And when he hears, he's sitting at the gate, and at the gate, it's a flight for San Juan, Puerto Rico, and he hears his boarding number called. So he puts those two things in his backpack, and he throws it over his shoulder and stands up, and he puts some headphones over his ears and turns it on, and it's Unchained Melody. And that's what's playing when he boards the plane, and last shot is the plane taking off for parts south.
Yay! Woo! Congrats! We have finished our session of Haunted Holidays, a game of Paranormal Incorporated. Yay! Thank you guys so much. Stars and wishes. Stars and wishes. So stars are things that you enjoyed about today's session, gameplay, each other, and wishes. Well, I mean, obviously this is a one shot, but I mean, like, anything that you would like to do maybe in the future with Paranormal Incorporated. Yeah.
Stars, thank you for running this. I enjoyed it a lot. It's something I've never played before, but it's a lot of fun. Once I got into it, I realized what all the opportunities were for sort of collaborative, like story building. I don't even want to say storytelling, story building, and looking for neat connections in ways that move the plot along, but also have like thematic resonance. So it's a heftier game than I realized in terms of like its potential for emotional weight. So it was a delight to play. Stars, thank you. Dex, for being just on the border of unethical in a way that brought a lot of fun tension into the game. Thank you, Casey, for rolling with the punches as our beleaguered intern. And thank you, Teeny, for I'm calling you by your characters' names. Thank you, Mads, for running this game and giving me the chance to finally play, because it's something that's been on my radar for a long time. Wishes, I would not object to someday playing this game again, perhaps with the same character or not.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. Thank you.
You are very welcome. So episodic. This thing can go like in all different places. As once you start looking at the mysteries, I mean, like, again, tonally, it's got like all sorts of shifts and different complexities. So, like certain things fit better in a one shot than others. But you can run this again like episodes and then see where it takes your characters. Yeah, for sure.
I really enjoyed the characters and the way we kept like referencing back to something else somebody else brought up, and then tying everything together. And I really enjoyed how heartwarming it was at the end. Like, oh my God, the ghosts are taking care of each other, and you just want to have Christmas. And that was really really fun. And I didn't expect that, because I don't know what I expected, to be honest. And I think it worked really well with the different roles we had, and just everybody got some spotlight and everybody got to contribute to the background of the whole thing. And I think my wish is that I would like to play this as a mini campaign at some point, to really get into the background and really have the character development, and to actually use all of the stuff that's there to play with, that in a one shot you can always just scratch the surface. And yeah, so that's my main wish at this point.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can I go?
Absolutely.
Stars. Really happy that I had the privilege of playing any type of Brindlewood Bay game, or even any type of story-based game rather than a traditional RPG. I really enjoyed it. I apologize if some of my more trad RPG player instincts came through from time to time, but that's a wish of my own part to try and get more attuned to this style of play because I find it really, really rewarding. Both personally and then also feeding off of each other in the kind of collaborative story building, as David said. So really, really enjoyed that. And yeah, I feel like I had a complete experience today, but there's tantalizing kind of exploration of the moves and also the character motivations and interactions and building relationships and stuff like that could have that would never have been able to have been done in a one shot, but that would be a wish to then to see how that was explored. And I love the nature of the GM less or GM full part of this, which is something very unique from my perspective. But yeah.
Yeah, this
Thank
was my
you.
first belonging
Thanks,
outside
Mads, for
belonging
running
game,
it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
and so it was a treat to see how that works in action because I'd never done that before.
Yeah.
Belonging
No, I
outside
mean,
belonging.
oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, this is it's actually like a car from Brindlewood, for the
Well,
most
there's
part.
the
But it has
okay.
some
Yeah,
elements that
it has
you
does
can
it does have some
compare
elements. Sure,
to belonging outside
sure.
belonging. That's true. Yeah.
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 But I mean, like, I thank you all again for like such a great game. I mean, the characters were wonderful. I mean, like, I would love to like sink my teeth more into, as Andrea put it, like a mini campaign to be able to develop, their relationships more. Like, why are we all working for this place, and how does this go? But yeah, I mean, like, great stuff for a one shot. I mean, like, a lot of things that could be harkened back to if we did do a mini campaign. Again, Andrea, I appreciate you like making sure that I'm playing this correctly. I mean, again, I run it and then I just run with it. I mean, sometimes I'm on board with the rules, and sometimes I'm like, whatever happens, whatever, So that's great and that's fine. And then like David, like pulling out the whole, hey, you can do like a ghostly encounter on at this point, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So like now we're all on board. We all kind of like try to pitch in and help each other out to get further and get the clues. See, that's the whole part of the collaborative nature of this thing. So I love that. Thank you guys so much. And like, Alex, I didn't see, too much of that like min-maxing or anything like that. If anything, I mean, like, maybe a tiny bit, like, when you harken back to Ghostbuster, but I mean, we do that anyway. We kind of recontextualize things just to make sure that we can get as much leeway as possible when we finally do the theorize. And the mystery mechanic is why I'm here, because this is great. Like, this is canonical for our table at this moment. But if you play Haunted Holidays again with other people and other characters, it's guaranteed going to be different. Absolutely. How you contextualize the clues and how you put them together and how they come together. There's so many more clues and things that you could have done and locations that we could have checked out. But again, for a one shot, it was beautiful. So thank you guys so much for this experience. Stars for everybody. And then wishes. I mean, again, I'm hoping that you will go out, spread the love, like, play this, like facilitate this yourselves. If you haven't already had experience, like, with GM list, GM full games, try it. Like, it'll be a great experience, And then for those of us that have played this, it's like, yes, it totally works as a mini series, like episodic nature. It's why I'm like throwing stuff on my channel, because yeah, I've had such a great experience with this game a lot. So please do. Please share it. Please share the joy with everybody else, because this is great. So I thank you for my first game of this shared Hearth weekend. I wish you happy gaming for the rest of the games that you're involved with, or workshops, or whatever you end up doing for the rest of the weekend for shared Hearth. And again, happy gaming for all of it. Hopefully I will see you all again for other games very soon. All right?
Yeah.
Have a wonderful
Bye.
day. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.